Most people think of the Research Triangle Park as a place you drive to, not a place you call home. But what if I told you that's about to change? For the first time in 65 years, RTP is getting residents. Real apartments, walkable streets, restaurants, parks, the whole vibe. Today I'm breaking down the $1.5 billion transformation that's flipping the script on Triangle's most iconic business hub. This isn't just big, it could reshape Raleigh as we know it. Let's get into it. First, let me paint you a picture of how RTP began. Research Triangle Park was established back in 1959 as one of America's first planned research parks. The original vision: create a place that would retain local university talent from Duke, UNC, and NC State while attracting innovation-focused companies to North Carolina. For over 6 decades, RTP has operated as a strictly corporate campus spanning 7,000 acres. That's nearly 11 square miles of innovation space. It's become home to more than 300 companies, including tech giants like IBM and Cisco, life science leaders like GlaxoSmithKline, and countless other innovative businesses. What made RTP so distinctive was its sprawling campus design with vast green spaces between buildings. Companies would build their own isolated campuses surrounded by parking lots and woodlands, creating an environment that was perfect for focused work but completely separated from residential areas. If you look at historical photos from RTP's early days, you'll see a master plan that prioritized separation. Offices here, labs there, with nothing resembling a true community center. It was revolutionary for its time, but as our work styles and preferences evolved, so too did the vision for what RTP could become. But here's where it gets interesting. In 2019, the Research Triangle Foundation unveiled a bold new vision that would fundamentally transform what RTP could be, securing rezoning approval to create a 100-acre mixed-use district within the park. This was a complete reimagining of the park's potential. So why is this such a big deal? We'll get into that in just a moment. But first, if you haven't already, take a second to subscribe to the channel. I post new videos every single week covering the Triangle real estate market, top places to live, what's new in the area, and tons more. All right, here's the deal. The Research Triangle Foundation, or RTF, joined forces with developers KDC and MAA to lead the $1.5 billion Hub RTP project. It's a massive 100-acre mixed-use development with 1 million square feet of office space, over 1,200 residential units, 50,000 plus square feet of retail, 16 acres of green space, and 200 plus hotel rooms. And let me tell you, seeing the scale of it in person is something else. But it's not just about the square footage, it's about creating an entirely new experience within RTP. The core priorities of this development focus are 4 key elements: creating a walkable urban core within RTP, integrating live, work, play opportunities in one central location, establishing a central hub for innovation and collaboration, and building sustainable infrastructure with pedestrian-friendly design. Construction started in 2020 and the first office building, Horseshoe at Hub RTP, opened last summer. The transformation is moving fast and it's happening quicker than most people think. Speaking of progress, let's take a closer look at the first component of this massive transformation: the new generation of office space that's redefining how companies operate in RTP. This is where you really start to see what sets Hub RTP apart from anything else in our region. The office component of Hub RTP includes multiple buildings totaling 1 million square feet, anchored by Horseshoe at Hub RTP, which opens in summer of 2025. But here's what makes this so different from the RTP you might know. Historically, office development in RTP consisted of isolated corporate campuses rather than integrated multi-tenant spaces. Companies would build their own buildings surrounded by their own parking lots, with employees driving to other parts of the Triangle for lunch or after-work activities. When the RTF first unveiled designs for Hub RTP back in 2018, they featured smaller buildings. But as demand grew and the vision expanded, the plans evolved into the current, more ambitious scale we're seeing today. The numbers tell such an incredible story about how companies are rethinking their workspace needs in our region. These new offices feature Class A space with modern amenities and flexible configurations that can adapt to different company sizes and needs. What really sets them apart is how they're integrated with dining, retail, and residential options, all within walking distance. Imagine stepping out of your office and being just steps away from restaurants, shops, and green spaces. That's the Hub RTP difference. One of my clients who recently relocated their company to the Triangle told me they're specifically looking at Hub RTP because because of these enhanced collaboration opportunities between companies. Unlike the isolated campuses of traditional RTP, these new offices are designed to foster connection and innovation across different businesses. Now, this higher density may increase traffic without adequate transportation solutions, but as I'll show you in a few minutes, the developers have thought of that too. They're completely reimagining how people move around RTP. But these cutting-edge offices aren't the only major change coming to RTP. Let's look at the public spaces and community amenities designed to transform the park from a collection of isolated campuses into a vibrant district. This is where the real magic happens. This is my favorite part of Hub RTP, the incredible public spaces being created. At the heart of the development is Hub Commons, a central plaza with performance space that will serve as the community gathering spot. Surrounding this, you'll find over 16 acres of park space integrated throughout the development. And you know what's super cool? The designers have included interactive water features and public art installations that give the space character and create memorable experiences for visitors. There's also a multi-purpose lawn for events and recreation, perfect for everything from outdoor concerts to weekend picnics. Looking at the construction timeline, Hub Commons opens in mid-2025, with remaining public spaces phased with adjacent development through 2027. The programming begins next summer with a concert series and farmers market that I'm personally very excited about. What makes these public spaces so significant is how they transform RTP from isolated campuses to a cohesive community. For the first time, there will be regular community programming, including fitness classes and outdoor films, venues for RTP company events and regional gatherings, and a year-round activation strategy to maintain vibrancy throughout all the seasons. One of the key goals of the project is to create third places, spaces that are neither work nor home, but where community happens. Think coffee shops for impromptu meetings, plazas for lunch with colleagues, and green spaces for midday breaks. Pretty great, right? But getting to and around these new community spaces requires rethinking how people move within RTP. Let's look at the transportation infrastructure making all of this possible. This is where the planning gets really impressive. Now, it's no surprise that transportation has always been one of RTP's biggest challenges. If you've ever tried to get around the park without a car, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But Hub RTP is changing all of that with some incredible infrastructure improvements. First, they're creating a completely new internal road network with a street grid pattern that's more reminiscent of a downtown area than a suburban office park. This includes dedicated bike lanes and pedestrian paths that make it safe and convenient to get around without a car. There's also a Go Durham and a Go Triangle transit hub with multiple bus routes serving the development. And here's what gets me excited about the future. This transit hub is designed for a future connection to the planned commuter rail system that will eventually link Durham, RTP, Cary, and Raleigh. But here's the thing, the broader significance of these transportation improvements extends well beyond just Hub RTP. They're enhancing connectivity between RTP and surrounding communities, reducing traffic congestion through multimodal transportation options, and creating a model for transit-oriented development in the Triangle region. One thing that makes this particularly special is how it connects to other existing transportation networks. The new infrastructure links to 15 plus miles of existing greenway trails in RTP, integrates with regional transportation plans, and supports talent attraction from across the Triangle by making it easier for people to commute to RTP from Durham, Raleigh, Chapel Hill, and other surrounding communities. With all these new ways to get around, Hub RTP needed to create destinations worth traveling to. Next, let's look at the retail and hospitality options that will transform RTP from a 9-to-5 workplace into a 24/7 destination. This is where RTP becomes more than just a place to work. We're talking about more than 50,000 square feet of retail and restaurant space, a 250-room dual-branded hotel, Marriott, Fairfield Inn, and Town Place Suites, and a 5,000 plus square foot food hall that will feature multiple local food vendors. The retail component includes retail spaces and ground floors of residential and office buildings, creating that vibrant street-level experience that's been completely missing from RTP until now. Plus, you'll also find restaurant concepts ranging from fast casual to fine dining, and a central plaza with outdoor dining areas that will be perfect for those beautiful Triangle spring and fall days. And you know what's interesting? RTF and KDC are working closely with local restaurants to bring new dining options to the area. Many restaurant owners see this as a great opportunity to serve both the daytime workforce and the new residential community. community. Meanwhile, the design considerations for the retail spaces focus on creating pedestrian-friendly storefronts with plenty of outdoor seating, a mix of local and regional retailers rather than just national chains, and a focus on daily services for residents and workers. They're also ensuring that the street level is activated throughout the development, creating a lively atmosphere at all hours of the day. The initial tenant announcements have been well received by RTP employees, many of whom have been waiting for convenient lunch and after-work options. With new spots within walking distance, the daily experience for workers in the area is set to improve significantly. But with all these new amenities, the question becomes, who will use them after work hours? That's where Hub RTP's most revolutionary component comes in. The first ever residential units in Research Triangle Park's 65-year history. This is truly unprecedented. Now, before I reveal the details of the residential component, let me remind you that for 65 years, nobody has been able to actually live within Research Triangle Park. It's been strictly a place to work, but that all changes with MAA Nixie, the first ever residential community in RTP's history. The development includes around 400 luxury apartment units in the initial phase with studio, 1, 2, and 3 bedroom options to accommodate different household sizes and needs. Future phases will include more than 1,000 additional units, creating a substantial residential population within the heart of RTP. And let me tell you, I have already had several clients reach out to me about getting on the waiting list because they're so excited about the possibility of living within walking distance of their offices in RTP. What makes this residential component so amazing is how it creates a true live-work environment that transforms RTP from a commuter destination to a complete community. Instead of driving in from Durham, Raleigh, or Chapel Hill, residents can simply walk to their offices, creating a lifestyle that's been impossible in RTP until now. The supporting elements of MAA Nixie include a resort-style pool and outdoor entertainment areas, co-working spaces, and resident lounges for those who work from home. Direct access to retail and dining venues right in the building and connected to RTP's extensive trail network for outdoor recreation. There's incredible excitement about these residences for two main reasons. It's the first opportunity to actually live within RTP boundaries, and it offers a walkable lifestyle previously unavailable in the Research Park. For RTP employees, this means the potential to eliminate commutes entirely, something that's increasingly valuable as our region continues to grow and traffic becomes more challenging. These 5 components, offices, public spaces, transportation, retail, and residential, come together to create something far more transformative than just a collection of buildings. Let's step back and look at the bigger vision for Hub RTP and what it means for the Triangle region. This is where you really start to see the significance of what's happening. When you look at the overall transformation goals for Hub RTP, you see something truly visionary. They're creating a true downtown for Research Triangle Park, a central district that gives identity and character to what has historically been a dispersed collection of corporate campuses. They're establishing what urban planners call a 15-minute city, where all daily needs are walkable, positioning RTP competitively against urban innovation districts nationwide, like South Lake Union in Seattle or Kendall Square in Cambridge, and building a sustainable mixed-use community that operates 24/7 rather than emptying out at 5 p.m. The infrastructure and aesthetic changes are equally dramatic. We're seeing a shift from suburban office park to urban grid network, architecture that balances modern design with regional context, and an emphasis on outdoor spaces and natural elements that maintains the connection to nature that's always been a part of RTP's identity. As Scott Leviton, CEO of the Research Triangle Foundation, puts it, Hub RTP represents the most significant evolution in the park's history, creating a central gathering place that will serve as the region's business front door. That statement perfectly captures the transformation that's underway. The experience improvements are tangible. Activated streetscapes with ground floor retail create energy and vibrancy. Multimodal transportation options make it easier to get around without a car, and diverse housing options within the Innovation District allow people to live where they work for the first time in RTP's history. Hub RTP is already influencing business decisions with its walkable design, nearby housing, and community amenities. It offers the kind of environment today's workforce is looking for: convenience, livability, and a strong sense of place. That's the kind of transformation we're seeing. RTP started as a bold idea to keep university talent in North Carolina and has come a long way. What began as a research hub is now evolving into full live, work, play community that's setting the standard for innovation districts. Hub RTP is a big part of that shift. It's not just changing the look of the area, it's changing how we think about work, life, and community in the Triangle. Big things are coming, and it's an exciting time for Raleigh. If you are thinking of moving or selling in the Triangle, or just have questions about Hub RTP and how it could impact local real estate, my team and I are here to help. Feel free to email me at hello@davisonmaine.com or check out my contact information below. And before you go, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out the next one I've linked on the screen next. It's about all the major new developments coming to the area. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.